Hey everybody, I want to welcome y'all to the Alabama Fire College Life-Paced Advanced EMT course. I'm Will McReynolds. I'm a training specialist here at the Fire College, and I'm going to be your lead coordinator for this fall semester for the Life-Paced Advanced class. Um, Class is going to be from August 18th. We'll go through August, September, October, November, and December. Last day of class will be December 4th. And this is a recorded orientation. We had a actual live orientation, but if you weren't able to make that live orientation, we just recorded orientation so we can let y'all know all the topics that we're going to be covering through the live orientation and all the things that we're going to be kind of doing in class. But in this orientation, we're going to talk about the required items for the class, like the vaccines, the health history, all the stuff that was in your application packet, and some extra things that we need that the state requires, the National Register requires. Then we're going to talk about JB Learning. That is the online platform and the company that we use to teach this online course. Then we're going to talk about the coursework, assignments, a little bit about rotations. Rotations, we're going to have a separate orientation. So I'm gonna set up a date that we're gonna zoom in. We'll talk about rotations, and I'll also record an orientation for it in case you weren't able to make one of the meetings. Then we're gonna talk about the skills that National Registry requires you to do. And then we're gonna talk a little bit about grading, how the grades work in this course, and then pretty much how we communicate, how I want y'all to communicate with me, and how I'm gonna communicate with y'all throughout this course. But the required items for the class is you're going to need to get a drug screen and background check done. We use a company called A&G Testing. I will send you a link via email, and whenever you pull up the link, there will be a QR code that you can scan, and then you just follow the instructions to get your background check and your drug screen done. Fire College also needs a in-date driver's license. In your application packet, you'll find a essential function form that we have to have that filled out and sent back to us. A completed statement of understanding, that's also in your application packet, you'll see that. We need a physical signed off by a physician, that is also in your application packet. A health history form, also in your application packet. And then we need your vaccine record. We do need the MMR vaccine or a titer for it. And just know that during rotations, the hospitals that you choose to do your rotations at, different hospitals may require different vaccinations. Like DCH Regional here in Tuscaloosa, they're going to require you to have a flu shot. They're going to require you to have a TB skin test and a couple other things. There may be different hospitals that you choose to go to that we have affiliation agreements. Like up north, I know that we have HIMSI. They may require that you have a Hep B or proof of Hep B, whatever it may be. So just know that you may have to have show proof or go get vaccinated for something that you're not previously vaccinated for to go to certain hospitals that require certain vaccinations. We do have a form that you can fill out if certain vaccinations or a vaccine is against your religious beliefs. A doctor saying that you can't have it, whatever. We have forms. Just reach out to me. I will send you those forms if you are unable to get the vaccination. After the vaccinations, we need a copy of your Alabama EMT license. If you are not in the state of Alabama, we require you to have a current to-date Alabama EMS license to do rotations in Alabama. So you will have to go to the Alabama Department of Health website, go to the EMS division, and then you could search in there how to get your reciprocity. Say, for instance, that you're in Mississippi and you need your Alabama license, just go to the Alabama Department of Health. Follow their instructions, and I believe there is a written test. I know there is on the paramedic level. I don't know about EMT, but just follow the directions to get your Alabama EMS license. We need a current copy of your high school diploma. If you didn't get a diploma, a copy of your GED. And then I'll require you to have your CPR certification. You need to submit all these things to the Alabama Fire College registration department. Here's the email, registration@alabamafirecollege.org. You need to get all this stuff sent to them. Most of this stuff should be done whenever you register for the class. But the CPR card and the Alabama EMT license and the vaccination record, those three things, CPR, vaccination record, Alabama EMT license, CC me in the email because I need a copy for my files as well for those three things, right? And then on the drug screen and background check, there is a due date for that. It is not here up front. It's probably going to be probably late September, early October, whenever we are going to put a due date on this. You have to have these things done before you start rotations. If you do not have these things submitted to me by this due date, that is a automatic failure criteria, because if you don't do rotations, you can't pass advanced EMT. And you can't do rotations unless you have your drug screen and your background check done. And then if you are missing vaccines, you can go to Walgreens, you can go to your local health department. If you do not know how to get a copy of your vaccination record, your local health department should have a copy of your vaccination record. But if you need to go get one, health department will give you one, your primary care physician will give you one, Walgreens gives out vaccinations, and then just get those submitted to registration. This next slide is going to be talking about the drug screen and background check. You got to use A&G testing. That is the company that we use to do our online testing. I will send you the email, kind of talked about before. It's going to have a QR code on it, and then you just follow the QR code's instructions, and you'll get that done. This is an example of whenever you open up the link or the attachment that I send you for your A&G testing, and the QR code you see is on the bottom of this page. Like I said, just scan it and then get that done, get that knocked out. You don't have to submit anything to me. I have a login for A&G testing. You can email me and say, hey, mine's done. And then that lets me know that I need to be looking for your name whenever I log into A&G testing, and then I can see your results. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the JB Learning online platform. You need to, if you already haven't done it, you need to be going ahead and getting in contact with our bookstore here at the Alabama Fire College and getting your Advanced EMT book ordered. It doesn't take that long. It should get to you in less than a week. I've never heard of it taking more than a week for your book to get to you. But you need to buy the premium package. If you do not buy the premium package, your navigator, which is this little sheet that we see on the PowerPoint right here, you will not get the online navigate resource. You have to have that online navigate resource to get our online platform, right? So make sure you buy the Premier Access Jones and Bartlett Advanced EMT book. Whenever you get this, do not throw away this pamphlet that you're looking at. That has the redeem code for your online access. It costs a lot of money. You pay for it up front whenever you register for the course. But if you throw this thing away and you lose it, there's no way that I can go get you another one. You have to buy another one. So do not lose it. Like I said, this has your redeem code. Whenever you log in for the first time, it'll ask you for your redeem code, and then you'll also need a course ID. I will supply you with the course ID. I'm going to send you the course ID through email, and then you punch in your course ID, and then that attaches you to my class, and then you have access to the online portion of the Life-Paced Advanced EMT course. But whenever you get logged in and you're actually working through a platform, it's very user-friendly. If you're confused about anything, whenever you're on the opening page, you can look on the top of the screen. It says technical support. You can click on technical support and it will take you to videos how to navigate through JB Learning's online platform. Like I said, it's not that hard to understand. but we have 42 chapters that we cover through the Advanced EMT course. Each chapter has its own interactive lecture. You're going to have to complete the interactive lectures before you take the quizzes. And each chapter has a quiz. I require you to make an 85 or greater on each quiz. You can take the quiz as many times as you want to. You can take it 15 times, but you cannot take your exam until you've made an 85 on each chapter the exam covers on the quizzes. Like I said, I'll repeat it. You can take the quiz as many times as you need, but you have to make an 85 or higher to continue on. So talking about exams, each chapter does not have its own exam. Exams cover, on average, 2 to 5 chapters. So your first exam may be chapters 1 through 4. So you're going to have to complete the interactive lectures for chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. Complete the quizzes on 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make an 85 and greater on each quiz. Once you've completed all that, then you'll have access to exam 1. There are 15 total exams. That's not including the midterm and a final. You will have a midterm and a final. But on the exams, you have one attempt. 80 is a passing score. Anything less than an 80 is a failing score. So if you make a 78 on your first test, that does not mean that you are out of the class. That just means that you failed that first test and you have 14 other exams, coursework, quizzes, and your midterm and final to bring that grade up. At the end of the class, you've taken all your exams, you've done all your coursework, you've taken your midterm and your final, and you have that 78, then you fail. I do allow remediation for up to 4 exams. And the remediation, later on, whenever like you need it, what you will do is you will email me and say, I want remediation for chapter or for exam number 6. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your exam. Each question that you missed on the exam, you're going to write the question, and then you're going to give me the right answer, and then you're going to tell me what page number you found the answer on in your JV Learning book. Whenever you complete that, I want you to go to a Word document, and you're going to write down the question, write down the correct answer, what page number you found it for, and a rationale why it is the correct answer. Do all that on a Word document, save it, and then email that to me. I'll get the email, I'll look through it, make sure that you completed everything, and then I will go back to your exam, and then you will get 20 points added to your exam. You can do that up to 4 times. If you use all your remediation, so like you've failed 4 tests, you've used all your remediation, don't worry too much. You have coursework that's going to bring up your grades. Do good on your midterm, do good on your final, and you'll be fine. But each exam will be due on Sundays at midnight. So this is a life-paced course, but we do have to have deadlines and due dates. That helps the instructors out and also kind of keeps you task-oriented. But every exam and every so like let's say let's go back to chapters 1 through 4. Chapters 1 through 4 and exam 1 is going to be due on a Sunday by midnight. So you're going to have Monday through a Sunday to do all this stuff, get all this stuff knocked out. At 12:01, it's late, right? And then if it's late, I haven't decided what we're going to do quite yet. But if you are late on an exam and it is for an unforeseen reason, you need to email me, tell me why it's late, tell me why you weren't able to complete it by the due date, and then me and you will kind of work through it. We'll find out like kind of what's going on. If it's something that's unforeseeable that you can help, I'll extend the due date out for you so you can get your work done. But if it's just negligence, then that's just going to be either a 0 or the highest possible grade you can make is going to be 80. It's going to be like a student-to-student basis of kind of why you're late. But each exam that you take is timed, and it's going to give you 1 minute per question. And like I said, you only get one attempt per exam. So during the interactive lectures, I suggest you be paying attention. I would read each chapter even after the interactive lectures, and then I would also use other resources like YouTube to explain certain things that you are confused on. Every week I will try to do a review. It'll either be me or a different adjunct instructor via Zoom meeting, and I will send you the links for the Zoom meetings. But we are going to try to cover probably about a 3 to 4 hour period during the Zoom meeting, the chapters that y'all just got done reviewing and you took an exam on. We're going to try to review everything so you can kind of like just repetition of kind of picking up the material. But we're going to try to do that on a weekly basis. I can't promise it'll be every week because a lot of times we're very, very busy up here at the Fire College. All right, so that's JB Learning. Now we're going to talk about skills. National Registry does require that you do skills. It is no longer you have to go to a National Registry affiliated site and you do your skills in front of a proctor and are graded on it. But the Fire College, we do require you to do skills, and we take a grade on it ourselves. So all your skills can be found on the JB Learning online platform on Navigate. There will be a hyperlink under coursework, and it's going to be hyperlinked skills. Whenever you click on that hyperlink, your skills booklet is going to pop up. It's probably about 20 pages of all the skills that we require you to do. On the skills booklet, it'll have each skill that we require you to do. So one will be IV access, another would be IM, medication administration, another one will be supraglottic airway insertion. All those skills are located in the booklet, and it has all the passing criteria and failing criteria. So I would study those things, and then to be graded, since this is an online life-paced, and a lot of students, a lot of them are out of state, a lot of them are in remote areas, we do not expect you to come up here to the Fire College to be tested. What we do expect is you have to find a paramedic that is willing to work with you, and you need to have a facility and a proper facility, and you have to have resources or the ability to access all the training equipment that's required to do these skills, and then you knock out your skills using that paramedic, a licensed paramedic, as your proctor, and then he signs off on you. We do not require you to go in and fill out every single skill. I think on the 4th page in your skills booklet, there's a page called Skills Tracker. It has all your skills, and then it has a number of times that you have to do it. So let's say that IV access, right next to IV access, it'll have in parentheses 5 times. You have to start an IV on a mannequin 5 times, and then have a place of a signature for your proctor to sign off on, and then he signs off on you. Each skill has a certain amount of times that you have to do it. A certain amount of times it has to be signed off, and then once that whole skills tracker form is filled out, then you submit it to me. You have the entire semester to work on this. This is not due till the second to last week of class, so it's not due till late November. So once you get that knocked out, you send it to me. It's completed. It has all the signatures, and then I will grade it. But like I said, you have to find a paramedic that's willing to work with you, that will sign off on you, proctor it for you, teach you how to do it, and then you have to have a facility with the proper training equipment, IVs, arms, training medications, and all the things. But that is skills. Going on to rotations, like I said, there will be a separate orientation for rotations. We're just going to cover a quick overview of rotations. For the Advanced EMT course, you have to have 96 total rotation hours. 56 of those hours need to be hospital rotations. 40 of those hours need to be ambulance rotations. Now, you can do 8 hours, you can do 12 hours, you can do 24 hours at a time, whatever it is. Whoever you're doing your ride-alongs with are the people that set the hours that you have to do, right? So I know the Tuscaloosa Fire Department, everybody's got to be gone by, I believe it's 9 p.m. now. It may be 7 p.m. So you can't do a 24-hour rotation at Tuscaloosa Fire Department. You may work for an EMS agency that will allow you to come do rotations for 24 hours. That's fine. We just have to go by what the rotation sites, what they offer, what they will allow, and what they won't allow. If you are a firefighter or you already work at an EMS organization, you cannot do skills on the days that you work. You have to set aside a day to where you're wearing your Alabama Fire College uniform and you are working as a student as a third rider. If you are in a weird place in the state, the Alabama Fire College has multiple hospitals and multiple EMS agencies that we have existing affiliation agreements with that you can do rotations at. If you are concerned that you are in a remote area that we may not have affiliation agreements with, you need to be reaching out to me now saying, hey, I live over here at the Alabama-Georgia line. These are the hospitals that are close to me that I would like to do rotations at. Do you have an affiliation agreement with them? I'll search, I'll ask our clinical coordinator or I'll search myself to see if we have an existing affiliation agreement. If we do not have an affiliation agreement, you're going to have to choose another site, or you can do the legwork. Give me a contact with the hospital or the EMS agency that I can send a affiliation agreement form to, and then I can try to get a affiliation agreement. Hospitals usually take a while, so you need to be doing that now. You need to be letting me know what hospitals you want to do your rotations at. And you need to be getting me contacts that I can send this affiliation agreement form so we can get that ball rolling for hospitals. EMS agencies, they usually don't take that long. If you want to work for an EMS agency or a fire department that we do not have an affiliation agreement with, same thing. Give me those contacts, and then I will send the affiliation agreement to them, and that ball usually rolls a whole lot faster. Including the hours, you have to have so many contacts per type of patient. So you have to have 96 total hours, but you have to have 50 total patient contacts within that 96 hours rotation. You have to have 25 successful IVs. You have to administer a medication 15 times. You got to have 5 trauma patients, 5 medical patients, 5 cardiac patients, 5 respiratory patients, and then 5 ultra-mental status patients. All these patient categories, medical, cardiac, respiratory, ultra-mental status, trauma patient, those all count towards your total patient contact. So whenever you're done, you may have 10 trauma, 20 medical, 7 cardiac, 8 respiratory, and 9 ultra-mental status. All those go towards your 50. I will send out the rotation documentation, your patient contact forms that you have to fill out per patient. Later on, it will actually be on the JBL Learning platform as a PDF that you can pull up for yourself. But we're going to cover all that a little bit later on during the rotation orientation. Along with your book, you need to be getting in contact with the bookstore and also ordering your advanced student uniform. You have to wear this uniform at each rotation, or if you come to the Alabama Fire College to do your skills. So all my local students that are in Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Hoover, you can still use a paramedic to do your skills, or you can come to Alabama Fire College and we can do your skills here on site. But if you come here to do your skills on site, wear your uniform, rotations, wear your uniform, and then whenever you go to your EMS agency, whenever you're not on duty, to work with your proctor paramedic that helps you get through skills, wear your uniform. Like I said, you get the uniform at the bookstore. It comes with a polo. You need to buy, if you don't have a pair of khaki pants, please get a pair of khaki pants or a pair of BDUs to be worn with your Alabama Fire College uniform or your polo. We require you to wear black shoes. Jewelry needs to be at a minimum. No hoop earrings, no large gauges, no huge septal rings or big nose rings. And then tattoos, do your best to cover them up. So if you have big tattoos on your sleeves, or big sleeve tattoos, most hospitals require that you cover those up. So you may have to go get you a long sleeve black shirt to cover up those tattoos. But all these are in our policy at the Alabama Fire College. And our policy is kind of directed to what hospital policies are as well. So if you're following ours, you're going to be good under the hospitals. All right, going down to coursework and assignments. We've already kind of covered it. Every chapter has a interactive lecture with it. So chapter 1, you'll go into the interactive lecture. You'll sit through it, listen to it, interact with it. There'll be short quizzes and a little miscellaneous thing that you have to do through the course. All that is on the online Navigate JB Learning platform. We've talked about it before. Each week we're going to have chapters to be completed, and each chapter will have a quiz, the interactive lecture, and then multiple chapters will have one exam. But each week we're going to have one exam to do. And like I said, all those are due on the following Sundays at midnight. I will have a course schedule set up on JB Learning platform that you can pull up. And then also every Monday or early in the week, I'm going to send you a weekly update email to kind of tell you what you need to be working on, where we're at, and other information that I need to communicate to you. So you're going to have a schedule and you're going to have a syllabus, and you're going to have me kind of telling you where we're at, what we need to be doing. That's talking about the JB Learn online platform. You have extra assignments that you also have to do that will have due dates. That will be a part of your schedule. You're going to have to make drug cards. Whenever you pull the drug cards on your online platform on JB Learn and Navigate, there'll be a hyperlink for it. You'll have instructions on how to complete these drug cards, what we require you to do, and then how to submit it, and then also a due date. You're also going to have another exam. It's going to be a med-math exam. It will also be hyperlinked on the Navigate JB Learning online platform, and it will be an exam grade itself. So whenever you click on that hyperlink, it'll pull up, it'll have instructions, and then how to submit it. And then you're also going to have an informative essay to do. There will be instructions as well on the online platform, and also the due date. So on top of your chapter work, your quizzes, your exams, you're going to have to do some drug cards, you're going to have a med-math exam, and then you're going to have to do a paper. And all three of these right here are exam grades. Going on down to grading, all your quizzes that you take, that is a easy exam grade. All your quizzes are averaged together, and then I add an exam grade to that. Your med-math paper and drug cards, all these are exam grades. Your midterm and final, they count as two exam grades averaged together. And each exam will be put together with all 15 chapters on top of your quizzes that are averaged together as an exam grade, and then your med-math paper, your drug cards, and your informative essay. All those are exam grades, and then we average all those grades together, and then that's how you get your final grade. Rotations are an individual grade in itself. It's not a part of the online platform. The thing about rotations, unless something crazy happens, if you knock out all your stuff, you're going to get a 100 on that. And like I said, you must have an overall 80 at the end of the class. A 79 is failing, a 78 is failing, an 80 is passing. All right, so let's talk a little bit about communicating with me. Email is the primary source of communication. If you don't like email or you don't know how to work it, you're going to have to get used to it. That is the only way, or one of the only ways that we can communicate on a day-to-day basis. How I'm going to communicate with you, how you're going to communicate with me, how you submit a whole lot of things. All your rotation stuff is going to be submitted. All the required documentation is going to have to be submitted by email. I'm only going to respond or talk to you through the email that you put in your registration form. Whenever you register for the class, you put in the email. That is the only one that I'm going to use. So if you put John Doe at birminghamfire.gov or whatever it may be, that is the email that I want to respond to. If you have a Yahoo account and your registration email is johndoe@alabamafire.gov, but you email me at firefighter13@yahoo.com, I'm ignoring it. I don't know who that is. I'm responding to the Birmingham one, right? The John Doe Birmingham one. Whenever you submit things to me via email, so whenever you start doing your rotations, or whenever you're doing your remediation, or whenever you're submitting your drug cards, whatever it may be, you need to have access to a scanner. And you need to scan the rotation paperwork. You need to scan the item that I asked you for. And whenever you scan it, name or title the documentation with what you're scanning. Don't just use the automatic scan that it says, apple fruit or something like that. If you are doing remediation for, well, not really remediation, let's say that you're doing your HIMSI rotation on August 29th. You need to title that scanned document HIMSI rotation 8-29 and then put your name beside it. That may be a little bit too long for the title, but just make the scanned documentation, make it organized. Make it to where I look at that attachment, I can say, okay, that's his rotation document for the 29th. All right. If I send out a mass message to the entire class, so I send an email out to all of you asking for certain things, don't reply to that email. Do me a favor and open up a new email thread, send it directly to me. That way we're not sending it to the entire class, because a lot of times I may overlook something and I may email you and saying, hey, where is this paperwork for this right here? And then you say, I sent it to you. Whenever I do a broad search, it makes it so much easier for me to find, and also makes it harder for me to overlook if you send certain things to me in new threads. So do your best not to reply or reply all whenever I send mass messages out. Just make a new email thread. So outside of that, this is my contact information. I'm sure there's things that I missed. There's things that, we'll catch up. And like I said, email me if you have any questions. You can call me on my office or on my cell phone. Those are the two numbers there. If you have any questions, I'll work with you. Usually I'm probably going to stop responding to emails around 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Usually weekends, unless it's dire emergency, I may not respond back, but during the week, I'm going to do my best to respond back to you as fast as I can. If you have any kind of emergency or there's a question that you need to answer now, don't hesitate to text me. Text me, email me, give me a call. I'm here for you. I'll do whatever I can to help you out. And like I said, there'll be things that I did not cover in this orientation. There will be instructions throughout the class. I'm not just going to leave you high and tight. I'm going to do my best to communicate with you, let you know where you are, what you need to be doing. If you're falling behind or you're concerned about something, like I said, reach out to me, email me, call me, leave me a voicemail, text me, whatever you got to do. Outside of that, welcome to the Life-Paced class. You're going to do fine. And and I'm looking forward to this semester, guys.